Hello, everyone. The sudden cancellation of Xi Jinping's reservation at the Shilla Hotel in Seoul, South Korea, indicates that his planned visit to the country has fallen through. This incident once sparked significant international attention, with major media outlets, such as the Associated Press and Reuters, speculating whether it was related to Xi Jinping possibly attending North Korea's 80th anniversary celebration of the Workers' Party. Today, the answer to this question has emerged. It is not Xi Jinping, but Qiang who will attend this ceremony in North Korea. This is an unprecedented and anomalous event, clearly driven by extraordinary circumstances. Why do I say this? The highly publicized Wahaha family inheritance dispute is likely to conclude in a way that most people could not have anticipated, with online rumors claiming that Zong Fuli is under investigation, as the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, is reportedly launching a 30-year retrospective probe into the illegal loss of state-owned assets. Could Zong Fuli become the first sacrificial offering on the CCP's chopping block for this 30-year investigation? After much anticipation and exhaustive searches, Yang Lamlin's social media account has finally been uncovered by Australian media, revealing much of her personal information. Who exactly is she? Today is October 7th, Eastern Time, and I am Tang Jingyuan. Thank you for subscribing and supporting our channel. Let's dive into the truth behind the news. Today, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs officially announced that, at the invitation of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and the government of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Chinese Premier Li Qiang will lead a Chinese party and government delegation to attend the 80th anniversary celebration of the Workers' Party of Korea from October 9th to 11th and conduct an official friendly visit to North Korea. According to earlier reports by KCNA, a delegation led by Dmitry Medvedev, chairman of Russia's United Russia Party, is also scheduled to attend the Workers' Party anniversary celebration on Friday. Points of anomaly. The purpose of Xi Jinping's reservation at the Shilla Hotel in Seoul was to finalize his state visit to South Korea during the APEC summit. The cancellation of the hotel reservation coincided with a visit to China by North Korea's foreign minister, leading to widespread speculation of a causal connection. Initially, it was believed that Xi Jinping canceled the South Korea visit to prioritize a trip to North Korea, signaling that China values its relationship with North Korea over South Korea. However, with Xi Jinping not attending and Li Qiang taking his place, the cancellation of the South Korea visit appears abrupt and unusual. Why was it canceled? It is well known that South Korea's Lee Jae-myung is relatively pro-China, and logically, Xi Jinping should have prioritized strengthening ties with him promptly. Canceling the visit unilaterally is, in effect, a slight and humiliation to South Korea, which could harm China-South Korea relations. Curiously, while offending South Korea, China has not gained any compensatory advantage from North Korea. Kim Jong-un personally attended the September 3rd military parade, likely hoping to secure Xi Jinping's visit to North Korea in return. Xi's absence now means offending both South Korea and North Korea. Without a special reason, such an arrangement is implausible. While Xi's non-attendance at the Workers' Party celebration could be explained by the lack of precedent for a party leader's attendance, the cancellation of the South Korea visit remains inexplicable and unrelated to a North Korea visit. Li Qiang's attendance is unprecedented. Why? Since diplomatic relations were established between China and North Korea on October 6, 1949, there has never been a precedent for a Chinese premier attending the Workers' Party's decennial grand parade celebrations. Li Qiang's attendance is a historic first. Attending the Workers' Party celebration falls under party-to-party diplomacy, which, according to protocol, should involve the party general secretary or a standing committee member responsible for party affairs. For example, 10 years ago, during the 70th anniversary, Liu Yunshan attended. By convention, either Xi Jinping himself or Kai Chi should have attended. However, this time it is Li Qiang. Li holds only government positions, not party-related roles, making his attendance at the Workers' Party celebration inappropriate and a violation of basic diplomatic principles. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated that Li Qiang will lead a Chinese party and government delegation to attend the 80th anniversary celebration and conduct an official friendly visit to North Korea. Clearly, attending the party celebration is the primary agenda, with the official visit serving as a makeshift justification for Li's unconventional attendance. Historically, there is only one precedent for a Chinese premier visiting North Korea. In October 2009, for the 60th anniversary of China-North Korea diplomatic relations. That was explicitly a government-to-government visit, unrelated to a party celebration. In short, Li Qiang's attendance is an elevation compared to past practices, as previous attendees were typically party standing committee members or lower-ranking officials. However, given Kim Jong-un's attendance at the September 3rd parade and his meeting with Xi Jinping, it is clear that Kim hoped for Xi's attendance, and she likely agreed, as North Korea's foreign minister subsequently visited China to finalize arrangements. Thus, Li Qiang's attendance represents a downgrade. The peculiarity of this diplomatic event lies in the impression that Xi Jinping, for some reason, intended to visit North Korea but was forced to cancel. The cancellation of the South Korea state visit is even more perplexing. If the cancellation of the North Korea visit before the fourth plenum was due to Xi needing to stay in Beijing to prevent instability, the South Korea visit was scheduled after the APEC summit and the fourth plenum, so it should be unrelated, yet the substantive state visit was still canceled, leaving only an informal meeting on the sidelines of the summit. The reasons could be twofold. Either something has gone wrong in China-South Korea relations, or after the fourth plenum, Xi Jinping has relinquished power, retaining only a nominal role, rendering a formal state visit meaningless, with a South Korea visit left for a new leader to undertake. In Xi Jinping's National Day speech this time, he notably mentioned only opposing Taiwan independence without mentioning unification, a historic first. We previously interpreted this as a signal of de-escalating rhetoric on military reunification. Today, there's an additional political implication to share. Xi Jinping's greatest, or even sole, justification for seeking a third term was to resolve the Taiwan issue within his lifetime, addressing a major concern for generations of CCP leaders. Now, with military reunification no longer feasible and peaceful reunification lacking the right timing, especially with Trump in office, a president willing to take action, and Xi himself stating there would be no war during Trump's term. Unification in the short term is impossible. Xi's omission of unification undermines the primary basis and leverage for his continued leadership. Could this be a legitimacy-building move for stepping down? The recent string of unprecedented events, including Tibet, Xinjiang, the South Korea visit, and the North Korea visit, raises the question of whether they foreshadow an even greater unprecedented event. Opinions may vary, and I invite everyone to share their views. In 10 days, Yang Lanlan is due to appear in court. Yesterday, Australia's Daily Mail made a breakthrough, uncovering Yang Lanlan's social media account. The report states that Yang, who goes by Cynthia on Instagram, is known to peers as Yang Lanlan, living a lavish lifestyle befitting a tycoon. She reportedly owns 2 Rolls-Royces, a Tiffany blue Cullinan SUV worth 1.5 million Australian dollars, and a white Ghost convertible worth approximately 800,000 Australian dollars. She is a VVP client of Chanel, spending over 1 million Australian dollars annually on the brand, and was invited to a Nutcracker performance and dinner hosted by Chanel at the Sydney Opera House. Her daily expenditures are staggering. She frequents high-end restaurants, and booking one of the 10 seats at Yoshii's Omakase at Sydney's Crown Hotel may take over 2 years, yet she casually orders a 1,000 Australian dollars bottle of champagne. When reporting to the police station, she wore a purple Chanel vest worth 16,000 Australian dollars and, on another occasion, a full Chanel outfit valued at over 23,000 Australian dollars. Even her Shiba Inu, Wang Zai, sports a 990 Australian dollar Celine collar, a dedicated Louis Vuitton pillow, and a Hermes blanket. The newspaper interviewed an acquaintance who remarked, "That dog probably has more designer goods than I do, and it lives better than any chauffeur." This is likely one of Yang Lanlan's multiple social media accounts. Police stated that after her car accident, she deleted her local social media accounts, and this may be one of her more low-profile accounts. On September 26th, During the second hearing of Yang's case at the Downing Center local court, her lawyer, John Korn, disclosed some of her background. Mr. Korn stated that Yang was sent to Australia by her parents at age 14 to study, rarely returning to China, and is now a permanent resident. He also noted that Yang rarely goes out and has severe mental health issues. The Daily Mail interviewed a peer who has known Yang since 2021, when she arrived in Australia. The acquaintance said Yang studied business at the University of Sydney, but never actually attended classes. "We move in the same social circle and have many mutual friends," the acquaintance said. "She only socializes within the Chinese community because her English is poor." The acquaintance noted that Yang's Instagram is filled with photos of her crazy shopping and visits to Sydney's finest restaurants, but she is obsessed with concealing her face in posts. The acquaintance added that Yang eats exquisite meals daily and frequently shops at Chanel and Louis Vuitton, sometimes reserving entire stores. Yang Lamlin's second court hearing was on September 26th, and she must appear in court on October 17 for the first direct confrontation between prosecution and defense. 4 days later, on the afternoon of October 1st, 2025, Bloomberg reported that China suspended iron ore imports from BHP. Australian Prime Minister Albanese called the measure disappointing, expressing hope that the trade restrictions are temporary and urging a swift resolution. He told reporters in Sydney, "I hope Australian iron ore can be exported to China without obstacles. This is critical, vital to both the Chinese and Australian economies." According to Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, iron ore exports to China last year exceeded 100 billion Australian dollars. Key observations. Arriving in Australia at age 14, around 2016, Yang's poor English and minimal class attendance suggest she was likely buying a degree. Her parents had no intention of integrating her into Australian society or involving her in family political or economic affairs. Her reclusiveness, mental health issues, and extreme sensitivity to showing her face indicate a deeply ingrained awareness of protecting her identity, inevitably fueling rumors of her being an illegitimate child. The earlier opening of loans to Australian mining companies and resumed Apple purchases were likely coincidental, but the suspension of iron ore imports aligns suspiciously with this timeline. Whether there is an intrinsic connection cannot be verified, but the October 17th court hearing and subsequent rulings are key indicators to watch. The Yu Menglong case has gained traction, with rumors linking it to Yang Lanlan, but so far, I have seen no credible evidence connecting the two. While overseas tycoons spend extravagantly, domestic tycoons face tough times. Following Wang Jianlin's high consumption restrictions, the most sensational rumor is Zong Fuli's investigation. According to an ex-account, Zong Fuli, chairman of the Wahaha Group, and over 30 senior executives have recently been taken away for investigation by CCP authorities. An insider stated, "Over 30 people were taken away, and many within the company are aware." The management and distributor circles generally believe this is just the beginning, with more confessions and accusations to surface. The claim of over 30 people being taken likely refers to Yin Xiefeng, not 30 individuals, and the rumor that it's only a matter of time for Zong suggests she has not yet been targeted, indicating online rumors are exaggerated or misleading. However, Yin Xiefeng's troubles are real, as reported by Caixin 4 days ago. Yin Xiefeng is considered Zong Fuli's trusted confidant. Since Zong Fuli took over Hongsheng Beverage Group in 2007, he has been part of the management. According to Phoenix News, after Zong Fuli assumed leadership, Yin was one of 3 key figures who advanced or retreated with her. The bottled water business of Zhejiang Wahaha Drinking Water was transferred to Hangzhou Suner City Trade Company, Limited, Suner City, with the plan implemented on March 25th this year. Yin Xiefeng is the legal representative of Suner City, with Zong Fuli as a director. The core issue here is the transfer of business and assets. Around the same time, mainland media reported that the State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission will rigorously investigate the massive loss of state-owned assets during 30 years of state-owned enterprise reforms, a truly significant development. If a 30-year retrospective probe is launched, virtually no private entrepreneur emerging from state-owned enterprise reforms would be spared. This is another temporal coincidence, as investigating Yin Xiefeng is tantamount to investigating Zong Fuli. It is widely known that Zong Fuli's most significant move since taking over Wahaha was transferring core assets to her own brands, such as Hongxin Group. In the party's eyes, this constitutes a loss of state-owned assets. Thus, investigating Zong Fuli and Wahaha raises the question of whether this signals a new wave of predatory actions against private enterprises, akin to confiscating property, targeting landlords, or redistributing wealth. All eyes are watching. If this blow lands, there is little doubt that many wealthy individuals will seek ways to transfer assets abroad. This is yet another iteration of the CCP's raise, trap, and kill playbook. The so-called reform and opening up was essentially about reforming state-owned enterprises while relaxing restrictions on private businesses. When state-owned enterprises were failing and on the brink of bankruptcy, reforms allowed private entities to take over and resolve the crisis. During this process, private individuals amassed wealth, and the government enjoyed years of dividends and tax revenues. Now, with the government struggling, it is launching retrospective probes into state asset losses to renationalize private wealth. When state-owned enterprises fail again, the cycle of reform repeats. This is the CCP's classic game, played tirelessly, yet some always fall for it, believing the CCP will reform its ways for the better. Zong Qingho was a seasoned player, satisfying the appetites of officials while quietly transferring assets, sailing smoothly. Zong Fuli, however, made bold moves that sparked family disputes, giving the CCP an opportunity to strike. Rather than letting the family fight over wealth, the party seizes it all, leveling the playing field and ending the disputes. The CCP's current economic crisis is intractable. As long as the system remains, it is absolutely unsolvable. The only solution is to rob the wealthy, and Zong Fuli is just the beginning.